I had to get a crown yesterday from the dentist, and I thought that would be the biggest pain in my rear of the day. And then I watched some of that MLB slate last night, and boy, oh boy, was that painful to watch. Let's get into it here. Edgeboard, 25% off, use code EDGE. We're going to talk about some team plays and actually limiting those. I've got a couple of little plays here for you here. Here's reviewing yesterday. So I got greedy. I mentioned LA Dodgers versus Atlanta, and I went with the first 5, and I went with the minus 0.5 when I said probably the safer play is just go the first 5, and then you could have just pushed. It was 3-3 after 5. Hopefully you did not go crazy like me. Dodgers, I mean, they continue to disappoint at times. I don't get that. The matchup, of course, it was a comeback, and I can't even think of his name now. The pitcher for the Dodgers did not come out all that great. He actually got touched up really bad in the first inning, then calmed down. And then Bryce Elder, Dodgers didn't take advantage of it. I don't know what else to say there. The Minnesota-Oakland game, I mean, you sit Josh Bell and you put, oh God, I can't even think, Royce Lewis as your cleanup hitter. That as soon as I saw that, I said, I can't believe I bet this game this heavy. Like, it's such an unbelievable downgrade. It changes every element of that lineup. Then Buxton goes out in the 7th. So it's not like he was playing well anyway. That was a disaster. We went Casey Toronto. On that one, I did advise you bump the runs down to 8. And right off the bat, I bumped it down to 8. Thank the Lord, because they sit Alejandro Kirk, and then Caglianone's out. So I was kind of basing this on both of them being in. It was a push. So again, hopefully you push the LA one. Hopefully you did what I said and backed that down to 8, and you pushed the KC Toronto one. My screen's going crazy here from a previous video. I don't know what's going on now. All right, here we go. And then the Philadelphia Seattle, like I thought, what? So, I mean, not a good day on the money line streets. So let's do better today. I've actually kind of limited some plays, and I do want to explain a couple of these to you. So there's gimmicks on FanDuel and DK today. This is the, if your team goes up 2 runs, you instantly win. And so I do have a angle I try to use on that. I don't really want to just go with my favorites. In that scenario, I really look for even or close to even money or plus to try to see if there's a spot where they could come out and do well early in the game. So I mentioned this in my hitter props. Chicago does match up with several batters pretty well against Arizona. This is considered a very even matchup. So what we're hoping there is that Chicago comes out, scores some runs early, you just win it. And then when it gets to the bullpens, it doesn't matter. So that's really my play there. The play is to only do this using that promo. And the same thing applies to Oakland and Minnesota. I just talked about this in my hitter video. Like, this game confuses the crap out of me. But I think that Prelip has been touched up a lot. I mean, this Oakland lineup, what am I ever like? I don't really know what to say on this other than Prelip is pretty bad. Buxton's going to be out. The Twins lineup can't decide what they want to do. It seems like it could be an environment that at least we know there's a couple relatively hot hitters for Oakland, that there's going to be runs scored. If they're the ones that come out 2-0 like they did last night, then you instantly win. Then it goes to both these teams have god-awful bullpens, and I have no way to figure out who's actually going to decide to hit the ball well. So that's where I'm at with that. That's why I went that route. The only favorite that I'm honestly pointing out that is kind of like my only, here's my relatively safe money line play of the day, is Cleveland. It's not completely nuked. It's actually what I would consider, relatively odds that are in check, and kind of in the 134-ish range from last I saw. I like Cantillo. I love the Cleveland bullpen. I looked at our matchups, and when we kind of I look at elite matchups and how pitchers match up with their batters. I couldn't tell you how many Angel batters came up as probable to strike out a couple times, and just a lot of strikeouts. So overall, I think that one's a good one. I will tell you a game that I was kind of leaning on Detroit, but then the more I looked at it, it's just kind of an avoid game. The other avoid game, I think you're seeing a lot of folks wanting to put money on Boston. And while I don't disagree with that, Boston's kind of gotten wonky again. And Sonny Gray, I know this because I watched him closely when he was with the Cardinals. He's up there in the years. And at the end of the year, he started to struggle a little bit. And you're starting to see some of the signs of this one. So it's not that Sonny Gray can't come out there and do what Sonny Gray does. I'm just avoiding it. But that's just my take when you're seeing these, or, especially that one real heavy on the odds. I think it's kind of like maybe sit on the sidelines in that scenario. I put a couple other props down there, by the way, so not making the list. I do like Luzardo tonight for Philly, but Philly's got me so confused. But I'm looking at a combo for Luzardo to get some Ks and to go 18. So there's a 17.5. And if you go down on his Ks down to 6.5, I like that as a little combo play. Didn't make the list, but just throwing that out there. I like to combo when I think a scenario is that a pitcher can do well. Now, again, Seattle somehow has decided now all of a sudden that their bats are alive. So that's what scares me. Philadelphia has decided they definitely don't like being out there on the West Coast, but we'll see. It looks to be a pitcher's duel with Luzardo versus Wu. I kind of like that play on Luzardo, the 6.5, 17.5 out, 6.5K combo package. This one down here, the only thing I pointed out yesterday, by the way, was I ran a little strikeout parlay, and it involved two of these guys who love to strike out, and that parlay did hit. I had a 3-guy strikeout parlay, and so that one hit for me nicely there. I'm going to go with a different version here. That Riley and Colson Montgomery to strike out twice has really good plus money. So you only need one of the two of these guys to strike out twice, and you're going to come out ahead. So this is kind of like a sprinkle play where I'd say sprinkle a little bit on both, and then hopefully just one of them strikes out, you've come out ahead. And then if both of them come out, you really did nicely. So there's my plays. Again, I'm kind of the money, the actual team plays today. There was a lot of confusing things out there. Look, I'll be the first to admit, I kind of got cocky on my last video. I took it a bit on the chin yesterday personally, based on what I actually reviewed, what I told you to play as safe bets. If you did it, maybe you didn't. But to give myself credit, hey, at least I'm being honest with it and throwing out videos. Our major competitor, which I throw out a Stochastic, this guy has been putting out such bad plays lately. He still doesn't have a video put out as of 10:30 today. And he's in his own head because, again, their software, which costs, by the way, almost 10 times more than our software for what we're offering, is Struggle Bus City, because they're so laser focused only on CLV over there, and they're making some horrible plays. So even though I'd say yesterday was a rough day, I like our what we're providing. I like our data analysis. And I think we've got, I'd love you to look at my batter props. I'm feeling pretty good going in tomorrow. Now, let's be clear. I say this, the batter prop video, I had some things I really like as plays. The Chicago-Oakland one is a little bit of this is what we're using it for when we see this even or plus money where we could take advantage of the 2 runs. This is not me calling these locks of the night. I think Cleveland really is the only one I'd say looks pretty good based on all of my analysis. Good luck out there.